Kelly here and Susie here with some words of wisdom from the cowbell.
So I have been continuing to write a lot in my journal, and I have been continuing to be inspired to share things because I have so much to share.
Yeah, you do. So Kelly's gonna share some of her latest and greatest thoughts from her journal and her notes. And today she wants to talk about
Working through the past, through facing the past, dealing with the past, reflecting on everything, processing everything, and then letting it all go. I've been doing that through my journaling, and it's really been helping me a lot. And I want other people to do that too, because it's so healthy for you to just let everything out. All the good things and all the bad things, all your thoughts. Don't hold back at all. And I've been doing that with my journaling. I never hold back when I write in my journal. I write it all down because I just keep thinking of one thing after another. And I've been staying up late doing that. I've been staying up late typing notes and notes in my phone. So I just keep thinking of another note and another note and another note. And they're all connected and they all go to the same thing. And I made a category of notes to share. So I have a lot to share with you guys.
perfect.
Yeah, but today I want to talk about letting go of the past and not being afraid of the past, because I've been realizing that I have been so scared from my past because of what I went through in the past. I've been so scared from it for too long, and I've been so angry about it for too long. And that's another thing that goes into letting go of the past. You gotta let go of your old feelings and your old thoughts. And remember that you are different than you used to be. Like, I'm so much different today than I was in the past when I went through all the things I went through. And my mom knows that I went through a lot. I went through a lot of really bad things, and it took me a long time to heal from it. It took me a long time to let it go. And I finally did that. I was finally able to really do that after moving and leaving school, because I couldn't do it when I was at school because everything happened at my school and people there just kept reminding me of what I went through, and it just didn't work. So I eventually did that once I was out of there, and because of it, I'm so much happier today. I'm the happiest that I have ever been today.
Because
I
you
have
processed it.
Because I processed everything I went through. And I allowed myself to learn everything that I needed to learn from what I went through. Because a lot of us think that we just go through things just because we go through things, just because things happen. But I think that we go through things to learn. Everything we go through is to learn something. Everything in life is to learn. Everything you go through in life is to learn something. Everything's a lesson. Whether you're in school or whether you're out of school, everything's a lesson. And I learned so much from processing everything I went through and reflecting on everything that I went through. I learned so much. I'm amazed by how much I learned by just facing all of it and admitting all of it and letting everything out. And I hate it that people forget about what they did and forget how they made other people feel and forget to think about what other people feel and forget to think about what other people go through. Because I've had so many people in my life who never considered how I felt and who just threw their stuff at me and expected me to help them and make them feel better and expected me to listen, but they never listened to me. They never let me say what I needed to say. I was never able to say what I was thinking, and I was never able to let out what I was feeling. And I was also afraid to do that because I didn't want to upset anybody. But
That's true. That's a big piece of this, because people are afraid to stand up, to speak up, and to face things because of what other people might think or say.
And that held me back for a while, and you can't do that. I realized I can't do that. I gotta stop worrying about what people are gonna say and what people are gonna think, because I need to say what I have to say, and I need to let out what I feel, because it's not good to hold it in. It's horrible to hold it in, because then it builds up and then it explodes like an explosion. And that's how it is for me. When I hold things in, they build up and boom.
That used to happen with school. So you would hold it in all day long, and then you'd come home at the end of the day
and let it all out.
and you had to let it out.
Yeah.
And, luckily I understood that and I let you just let it out.
Yeah.
I knew that you weren't trying to be mad at me or that you were trying to be a bad person or anything, that you just needed to let out what you had been holding in all day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think sometimes people misunderstand.
People misunderstand every day, all the time.
Yeah.
Like I've been misunderstood my whole life.
It's true.
Almost every day, everywhere I went, in almost every conversation, I've been misunderstood in one way or another. Because people forget to think about things from different angles. Everybody's thinking just one way. Like, everybody's thinking the way they were taught to think. Like, you gotta think the way you think. You gotta think, like, you gotta open your mind up. You gotta open your mind to other people and how they think. And because everybody's different, and you're not supposed to think a certain way. You're supposed to just think how you think. And you shouldn't think how other people make you think. You should think how you think.
Which comes from where?
Which comes from the heart. And
From your spirit,
your
right?
spirit, yeah.
Right? That's where your truth comes from, right?
hmm But one of the things I really wanted to share is that everything I went through in my past made me feel like I was not worthy of what I want to have in the future. It made me feel like I'm not worthy of the things that I need. And I am, and I always have been. And I want other people to know that too. Like, you are worthy of everything that you want, no matter what you went through, and no matter what you did, and no matter what other people did. You're worthy of what you want, and you're worthy of what you need. And
Absolutely.
once you know that, then everything's gonna change and everything's gonna be better. And that's another reason I'm the happiest today than I've ever been, because I am going after what I want, and I'm realizing, you know what? Screw the people who I used to know. Screw the people who mistreated me. It doesn't matter about them. It doesn't matter about what I went through. It matters about today. It matters about right now. And it matters that I'm healing myself and I'm helping other people to heal themselves too, because I want other people to heal too. Because it's so important to heal. Because then once you heal, you're healthier and you're happier
Yay!
and you're better.
Yay!
Healing makes you better, emotionally and literally.
And then you can be able to be you,
Yes.
right? Feel free to be you.
Yes.
To express yourself without fear, to live without fear.
Yeah.
Feel lighter.
Yeah. I've been afraid for way too long. Like, I've been afraid because of what other people did, and I can't be. I gotta let that go. And I want other people to let that go too, because it's an extremely important lesson to learn.
So how do you think people could let that go? What's the process for them to be able to let that go, like the process that you've been through?
Well, I realized through all my journaling, realized from reflecting on all my reflecting from what I did, I realized that I faced it first. I faced everything. I faced it. I allowed myself to remember and see in my head everything I went through and everything people did and everything people said, everything I said and everything I did, both from both ends.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that you gotta face it first, and you gotta admit all the wrongs, yours and others, and how you felt. You gotta admit how you felt, and you gotta admit how other people made you feel, and what other people made you think.
Yep.
And then you gotta deal with that and let that go, because it's not you. You can't let other people make you think a certain way about something. And that's what makes me so mad about my past, is because I let other people control me. I let other people control me and take advantage of me and manipulate me. And I let other people make me think a certain way. And I let other people make me scared. And that was so bad. I shouldn't have done that. And because today, I'm not doing that anymore. Today, I stopped doing that, and I was like, you know what? I'm not doing that anymore, because it feels so much better to just think what you think. And it feels so much better to just be you, and not be how other people think you should be. Like,
You learned so much, Kelly.
I was afraid to be myself. And when I say that, I mean my spiritual self.
Yeah.
I was afraid to let out my spiritual side, because
And what people would think.
and I was afraid to let out my wisdom, my inner wisdom, because I was afraid of how people would take it. And that was like torturing myself, because that's a huge part of who I am. And I felt trapped, not letting that out, because you gotta let it out, and that's why I'm totally embracing that side of myself today, and I'm totally letting everything out, because it's just making me so happy to just be myself and everything. And the shirt that I'm wearing is a spiritual shirt.
Yes, I
Want to
love
read
it.
what it says, Mom?
It says, "I pledge allegiance to loving souls of this earth and to our shared humanity, for which we stand, one tribe invisible, with liberty and peace for all."
It's kind of like the Pledge of Allegiance a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's a little bit different. It's spiritual Pledge of Allegiance.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I want everybody to be happy. I want everyone to be happy. And I wrote a post recently. I shared a post recently.
I want everybody to be
that
happy.
I want everybody to be happy, and I want everybody to have what's best for them, no matter who they are. People that I know and people that I don't know. I want everyone to have what's best for them, because I have been doing what's best for me for the first time in my life.
Yep.
Because I have held back for too long, and I let other people hold me back, and you can't do that. You can't ever do that. And that's a big problem with the world today. Everybody does that, whether they realize it or not. We're all brainwashed by society, and we're all brainwashed by what we think we're supposed to do and what we think we're supposed to think and do and be like. And you're allowed to think whatever you think.
Be you.
You're allowed to feel whatever you feel, and you're allowed to be you. However different, however unique.
That's right.
You're supposed to stand out. You're supposed to be different. You're supposed to be you. You're not supposed to be like anybody else. I mean,
Right.
it's nice to be inspired by other people, but you shouldn't try to be like other people. That's just wrong. You gotta be you.
I love it.
And that can go for anything. That can go for what you're interested in. That can go for what you feel. That can go for what you believe. Any area of life, anything in life. That goes for anything in life.
Anything.
With relationships, friendships, beliefs,
It all starts right here.
spirituality. Yeah, you gotta look within for all those things. You gotta look within to be you. And that's another thing. People are afraid to look within. Don't be.
Don't be afraid to look within.
Don't be afraid, period.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
Yep. And what were those top 3 things? Face it.
Face it, deal, let go.
Okay, guys. That's today's lessons from the cowbell. Mwah.
Don't let your past hold you back. I did that for too long, and it was very, very painful.
Okay.
So it's better to just seize your present, seize your future by changing who you are and changing what you need to change about yourself and changing what you need to change about how you think.
Your life.
Your life. Like changing your life. That sounds really hard, but it's actually very easy. I've been doing that through just processing everything
Right.
and letting everything go. It's a really powerful thing when you just process everything and let it go.
I love it. So work on that, and we'll talk again soon.
It's a lot easier than it sounds.
Yeah. Right? If you can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah, you
Right?
can do anything.
You can do anything. Okay. Talk to you soon.
Yeah,
Sound good?
yeah.
Okay.
Good vibes.
Goodbye.